Hello.
Hello, YouTubers. Joe Cruzy and Paul Bennett here on Thursday, December 18th, 2014 at 16:16 in the afternoon Eastern Time. Now, Paul just came home with his sort of Christmas week schedule, which is very well. It's good, but it's in the spirit of keep everybody on the move.
I'm there one day, I'm gone for 2 days, then I'm there one day, then I'm gone 2 days, and then I'm back a day.
Well, it's like Merle's theory of keeping everybody on the move, you know, in the anesthesia department. Just keep everybody on the move. Now, so you work Sunday, was it like 9 to 2?
Right, because Dee wants that Christmas in July. Yeah.
That Christmas in what?
Oh, she's calling it a Christmas in July because we're doing it out there in the pool house.
What, you're having a party or something? What?
Right. The Christmas party is between 2 and 5 on the 21st.
Oh, on Sunday.
Right.
Okay. All right. Okay. Christmas in July.
Yeah. Well,
you all going to be? Are you all going to be
87 degrees out?
You all going to go in the pool? I mean, you all going to swim and stuff?
Not me.
Well, I might give them a treat to see some of that.
Yeah.
You can wear that little tight number that you wore when we. What was your parents were up at the, well, and a bunch of your other family were up in the trailer park up past Mount Vernon, and we drove up there in your Jeep. And it was like summer, midsummer, and did we stay overnight? I think we did stay overnight, and well, I don't know. It was up to the northeast.
Was that what the time we got caught in a big rain? Going up there with the roof and the doors and all off with it.
We got caught in the big rain on the way home. We got caught in the big rain on the way home. Now, so what had happened was, well, we'd gone up, and this was relatively shortly after Paul and I had been together. I think this had to have been, this may have, well, it had to have been when we were living out here because you didn't get the Jeep till we lived out here. So
I got the Jeep when I was on Lakeview.
Well, maybe it might well have been when we were still on Lakeview, and
because I had the Trans Am when we met.
Yeah, I know. Well, but anyway, this was definitely the Jeep, and you took all the cover off. That doesn't matter. You know, for the purpose of this story, it doesn't matter. So Paul's wearing these really tight little swimming things, which really shows his junk really well. And at one point, I remember your mother was sitting. I think you were diving off the diving board into the pond with some of the other kids. Yeah, the float. Yeah. But I was sitting talking with the other folks, and I think your mother said, "There's times I wish Paul wouldn't dress like he's on a roll." She didn't look over at me or anything, but you know, she almost looked like she was musing. I wish Paul wouldn't dress like he's on a roll sometimes. I told you about that, didn't I?
That's the first I heard.
Oh, is that the first time I've told you that?
Yeah, but I know where I know the place you're talking about.
Well, it was funny, and then we, and of course, then I don't know where we may have slept outside on like ground claws and things. I mean, it was hot. It was warm enough we could have slept outside. But then the next day, we went home, and it was one of the few times in my life I've ever ridden around with my shirt off in a car or a vehicle, and
And without doors and a roof.
well, yeah, no, we're blowing down State Route 3, Ohio State Route 3, and then all of a sudden it was like one of these big delusional movie set rainstorms just hit, and we're going to. And of course, the temperature drops from, in the storm from like 85 to like 55. And I'm sitting there, basically without many clothes on. And of course, Paul's driving. He has his clothes on, but it couldn't have been much warmer for him.
And the windshield wipers are useless. Because
well, yeah.
shit is whipping around the windshield and hit it on the inside.
It's just like that.
So why do you have the wipers on?
Well, it's, you do what you can. Well, anyway, so I don't know. Did we actually pull over at one point?
I think we stopped under a bridge.
Well, we would have had to. I mean, we'd have been fools not to have done.
We pulled under a bridge and stopped, but they couldn't freaking see.
Yeah, but then it didn't last very long. And then
we were both wearing our glasses.
Then it was over. Then it was over. Yeah, and with the glasses, and then it was over. And then of course, temperature came back up to about 80, and of course everything started steaming off the road.
And the Jeep was full of water.
Well, it couldn't have been that full of water. It didn't have that much volume. I mean, they had drain holes in it. It's a Jeep. That was a good Jeep. Well, that thing would go through 12 inches of snow, and it did a couple of times when my ex-wife had this septic foot, and I was driving down there to give her intravenous Ancef twice a day there for 3 days in a row.
Hey, you drove it to work.
I don't think I ever drove it to work.
Yeah.
Well, I think I was off that week that she had that septic foot.
I know you went to. I know the one time you come back in it got stuck in the snow different driveway and I had to shovel it out.
Well, yeah. I mean, it wasn't impervious, but it did a hell of a lot of because at that time that was our only 4-wheel drive vehicle.
Yeah, well, the big snowdrift wasn't there when you left.
Yeah, that was a.
well,
that would have had to have been around 84, I think, right? Something.
Yeah.
Yeah, something. So anyway, Paul's got his holiday week, his Christmas week schedule, and so he works. Then so he works Sunday 9 to 2. And then there's this party that's sort of an obligatory, command performance, and then
in the pool house,
and then
you're invited.
Well, 2 o'clock. By 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I don't think there's going to be much of me to invite. Actually, I don't know. Thomas said he and Carter might come up at some point. So I don't know. He didn't say when, but he might show up at some point. Carter's going to be 6 on the 19th. My grandson's going to be 6 on the 19th. My sister's going to be 71. There's another girl at our church who's got the same exact birthday as my grandson, so she's going to be 6 as well. She's the granddaughter of the Bishop of Maine.
Believe it or not, his name almost rhymes.
Well, yeah,
with the fact that
no.
he's from
I've mentioned this man's name, and that's fine. It's, you know, no, he's a public figure. Stephen T. Lane, the Bishop of Maine. I think he's one of the few bishops in the United States Episcopal Church that actually believes in the resurrection. I hope that's my understanding. Doesn't think it's just a nice story.
Somebody wrote it down for a joke in the Bible.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's, you know, I mean, anymore the way some of these guys talk about it, you know, they make it sound like a bar joke. You know? Three Palestinian guys from 2,000 years ago walk into a tomb, and one of them comes out. You know,
Where did he go?
that's about what it amounts to. Well, that's an anachronism. Actually, I use an anachronism there because the term Palestinian didn't come in until the Romans really finally, well and truly, ethnically cleansed that place and eliminated the term Judea. Now here we are, you know, we were going to make a nice little video about Paul's work schedule and some other developments at the hotel, and here we are into this. Now, so he works Sunday, he works Sunday, he works Christmas Eve. Now you work like a full day Christmas Eve, right?
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like, you know, Saturday.
Well, you go like an 8
4.
or something, and then you go. They work Saturday, so he gets. Now the Friday is considered like one of his vacation days.
A holiday.
Yeah.
It's called a floating holiday.
Yeah, it's like an assigned vacation, given that you don't take any of your vacation.
Well,
on a general basis.
they give it a shot.
Well, I know. Well, I mean, that's a holdover from corporate housing.
Well, you know,
yeah. Well, plus your work ethic.
He always says, you know, that I'm supposed to choose when I want my vacation days.
And then
Gail could go, well, here's what I think for.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll tell you, there are a lot of employers that would not go out of their way to make sure you take your vacation days, and so you're working for a good outfit there on that one. So
you have to have this.
So the Hampton Inns at least this Hampton Inn treats their employees really well by the standards of today.
Because she came into the laundry with paperwork on it.
You know, we told this story before, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
you got to do this.
Now there were some new employee contractors moving in.
Oh yeah, we got the new electricians and stuff doing light works and stuff. And they brought in the new light fixtures and that. But the contractor guy running the show, he didn't have all the parts and stuff for what they need for installing these.
Excuse me.
So this company here in town, they have everything they need at their place.
Northern Lighting, maybe?
No,
Clawhammer Lighting?
No. Jess Howard.
Oh, Jess Howard.
Because I always think of Jess Blevin from that.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the one that did the library.
That's a very prominent electrical contractor here in this area.
Well, that's who's doing the new lights.
Or at least they're using local talent. That's nice.
Well, they have everything what they need at their place.
I imagine they do.
So they're going to bring it. Because they told the guy running the show, they said, you know, instead of you running out these hardware stores to look for stuff, we'll just bring it in from our shop.
By 8 bags of connectors from,
and we'll just give you
Myers.
the bill. And we'll just give you the bill. All right.
Well, I mean, there's times you have to just pay somebody that knows what they're going to do what they're going to do. You know?
I love it.
It's like hiring an attorney.
Okay, because no, like look, they did all the wallpapering and stuff to where the wallpaper, is supposed to be now, and then behind where the coffee station was. All right, that's all done. The wallpaper's all done and everything looks fantastic. Well, today they cut out a big chunk of the wallpaper and took a claw hammer and ripped the freaking drywall.
Another claw hammer makes a reappearance here in these stories.
So they're going to have to cut a new piece of sheetrock, put that back up, get the wires out of the wall get the wires the way they want them. So you can put up a new light fixture and shit and get it going. And then re-wallpaper around their thing.
I'm always amazed at how often, in these remodeling projects, they'll just sort of casually redo things, that already looks very nicely done. I mean,
they come in, they've done everything, with what they had to work with. Well, now, the lights are in and everything, and so now the electricians show up instead of before the wallpaper guys. So now they're running around making all these big holes in the wall.
Yeah, I suppose there's some connection boxes in there or something that they got.
No, they're running wires.
Oh.
They're bringing
metal
wires.
In reality, we really ought to have about three new circuits run out of our box downstairs
and squirt them to
up here, but by the grace of God, we haven't set the place on fire yet. I'm really hinky about that, and in terms of making sure that nothing, we don't overload any of these circuits. Now, I've talked about how, I grew up in a house that only had like 60 amp service. Now, when I walked in here and I saw that I had 200 amp service in this house, I was euphoric.
Yeah, well, Lakeview wasn't much better.
Well, it really wasn't. No, Lakeview was not much better than that. That's true. But see, we didn't have to heat Lakeview with electric heat. We had that sort of, quasi gravity flow heat. Yeah.
Place never warmed up until we moved out.
And it was shared. We had this. Actually, we had a Columbus police detective living next. She was a female Columbus police detective living next to us, and I think she did a lot of undercover work, and
she was weird.
Well, yes, she was. Yes, I imagine she thought we were kind of weird as well.
Hey, if I put garbage in a fucking trash bag and take it out back, it goes into the trash thing so the trashman can pick it up. I don't dump the trash bag and bring the trash bag back and wash it in the backyard in the middle of the night and hang it up to dry.
Is that what you did?
Like laundry.
Is that what you did?
Yes, that's what that crazy...
Well, now you wonder what might have been in that trash bag. But anyway, we got along relatively well. Now I think she had the water shut off on her side, didn't she? Yeah, she had the water valve shut off on her side, and there was something else that Yeah, I only really had to directly interact with her about 3 times in the year we were there. Well,
Oh,
I was there about 15
if
months.
she mowed the front yard,
Oh, yes,
half of the front yard.
Yes, the yard.
We had to get out there and do our front half of the front yard, so it would match.
Yeah, she had a hard on.
Uniform.
Yeah, she had a hard on about the 80 square feet of front yard.
It took you.
Well, you know what I feel about mowing.
Took you less time to mow the yard than it did to get the mower going.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it could have been a lot worse. You had some sort of crack whore next door. Well, and it was ameliorated somewhat by the visual aids that we had across the street in the form of that hot number that walked around without his clothes on and on his second floor there in his bedroom. We could watch while we were in our bedroom.
The guy loved running around nude.
Oh, it was magnificent. It was magnificent.
And he had no drapes. He
kept
all the lights on.
He had drapes, and when he realized we were watching him, he pulled them, but you could still sort of see through them. Well, I think that pretty much covers the waterfront for today, guys. So while Paul goes, and maybe he'll come back and say bye-bye to you.
Sorry, but it took the guy about a week before he actually started pulling the drapes. So
it took a lot. Oh, it took a lot longer than that. Oh, it took a lot longer than that.
But I love that monster. It was actually like a root of a tree. And they had put it upside down in the front yard.
Yeah, they had a piece of art.
And that
they had a piece of art on
that
the
was great.
Well, it was a nice piece of art.
I'd love to have one of those.
Well, yes, but compared to the visuals going on upstairs, I could do without the gnarled tree trunk.
I mean, you could have used this thing to get up there and in there with her.
Well, except that his wife was there. I mean, that would have been awkward. But he clearly wasn't into this. Well, we didn't approach the man. We just were looking out our window at him. Well, what more can you? I mean, window.
We never even spoke.
No,
I mean,
we didn't.
The guy went in and out.
We didn't wave or anything. I mean, we're just up in our.
In and out the back door and got in his car in the garage. And
well, I don't know where he went in and out, but I mean, I'm talking about when he'd come out of the shower and the bath. Because these houses all were sort of built the same way. I mean, the bathroom was sort of in the back, and then he'd come down the hallway to the front bedroom, and which is like our place was set up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he had a big bedroom, small bedroom, then the bathroom.
Yeah, these were all
third room in the bath.
Basically uniformly built.
Yeah. It's all post-war stuff.
Let's see. These would have been built
around 40 and 40.
Probably late 1920s. I'd say late 1920s. Judging by the wiring, which the wiring still had that
kind of
fabric,
that
fabric covering. Anything else, Paul?
That's about it.
Well, this has been relatively clean today, guys. All right. Bye-bye, YouTube.